a hummingbird. What's up, everyone? As you can see today, I'm inside the Mini, and as you'll have seen from the thumbnail, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure that this filter is going to be pretty disgusting. I'm planning to do a side-by-side with the old and the new filter as the thumbnail, so I'm just going to assume that's what I did. The fuel filter on the Mini is a non-serviceable filter, which I think is crazy because that's just not possible. You can't use a filter forever and expect that it's going to be okay. So we do need to get under where the seat used to be. As you guys can see, I do have the rear seat delete kit. If you guys haven't seen that video yet of me making my own rear seat delete kit, you should check that out. Also, I got my rear strut brace that I made as well. You guys should check that video out if you haven't seen that. The first thing we need to do is get this rear seat delete kit out of the way so that we can actually access the fuel filter underneath here. So let's get this out of the way and we can get started on it. If you guys do still have the factory seat in here, what you're going to need to do is grab on each side of the seat, pull up, and it will release from both sides, and then you'll be able to just slide it out. For me, all I have to do is just slide this out. So the filter that I picked up is this one here, Hengst. You can see that part number there. So that might help some of you guys actually find some of these. You can buy them online, eBay, Amazon, whatever. I picked it up from my work because I work for a large parts distribution company. So I'm able to get some different things that some people aren't able to get normally. You can't just go to a normal auto parts store and pick one of these up, but you can buy them online. So hopefully that part number helps you guys when you're picking up yours. Trying to get you guys up in here so you can see a little better what it is I'm doing. So I've got my 10 mil. There's just a couple 10mm bolts around, or nuts around here. We got to remove those to get this cover off. This is on a left-hand drive vehicle. This is on the passenger side. There is another one that's on this side, on the driver's side. This one we don't need to get into. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I did put a little bit of a mark here, lines up with this back bolt, because when we tighten this back down, I don't want to over tighten it, cause any damage. So I made a little mark here so we know that's as tight as it needs to be. So we do have one port here that we need to disconnect. Just got this little plastic retainer. We just need to press both sides at the same time, and that will just slide right off. And we can actually start removing the ring that retains the whole unit.
Yeah. Unit.
Now that you've got that off, we need to break the seal that's around this cage that's down in here. So we need to take a screwdriver or something that we can pry and gently just pry in here till we actually get that to break that seal. So some of you know my hand was severely damaged in a motorcycle accident, so I am going to just use these filter pliers to help me keep a hold of the housing while I try and twist this out. Oh, it pooed everywhere. You guys can see how disgusting that fuel is and how disgusting that filter is. So I want to get this fuel out of here, also so that I can replace any O-rings that I need to. So I need to grab some paper towels. Now that we've got that all cleaned out, you can see, well, you guys can't really see, but No, you can't see. There is an O-ring down at the bottom here, which the new filter comes with all new gaskets and O-rings. So get a little pick, get that O-ring out of there, and replace it with a new one. Got the old one out. Now we can put the new one in there. Now that new O-ring's in there, we can get the filter in there, and it does kind of press into place, so you do need to put a little bit of pressure on it. Now if you look in the top, you can see another O-ring up there, so you need to get that one out also and replace it with a new one. So once again, you're just going to grab your pick and get it in there. You hook the old O-ring. Oh, and pull it out. Apparently it's going to jump out of there. When you get your new one, same thing, just slide it right back in. So now we got our new O-ring in there. One thing I didn't show you guys, so with these O-rings, we want to make sure that when we're installing them, they're not going to get pinched or tear, or something's going to go wrong with them when we're reinstalling, because that is the only thing that's actually sealing this up. So it's good to take a little bit of grease and just lubricate up any of the O-rings that you have. I'm going to use a little bit of this royal purple assembly lube, just because it's what I have. I have some grease as well, but I can't really find it right now. So I'm going to use this. This will also, it won't cause any problems if it gets a little bit into the fuel. It'll just burn off. Going through the fuel system, it won't be any problem. We're going to take our lid, grab our large O-ring, and get it on to where it needs to be. So the other gasket that needs to go onto the lid is one of these large gaskets. So it comes with two, but you're only going to use one of them because one of them is actually for the fuel pump, which is on this side, which we are not doing anything with. So you're only going to use the one of them. And if you look at it, you can see one side has this large ridge. That is the side that you want to touch the top of this. So when I flip this over, it'll actually be up the way. So grab that big gasket and get that on there. So now that we've got everything all swapped out, we've got this all lubricated, we're ready to put this back on. One thing you do want to pay attention to, if you guys can see from there, there is a space here. Maybe, actually, I'll grab you guys and show you that. So you can see I dropped the filter down in there, but that's okay. So what I wanted to show you guys, you can see there's a little bit of dirt there. Maybe not a bad idea to vacuum this out if you guys are pretty dirty. That's kind of the worst right there. But you see this section here where it's got kind of an opening or a notch. Well, if you look at the lid here, it's also dirty. There's a protrusion there that needs to line up with that notch. So keep that in mind when you're putting this back together. Now that we've got that all seated, we've got the lock ring back on there. We can grab our flathead and our mallet, start tapping it to tighten it back up. So we got that line back up with this back bolt here. We are ready to reconnect the fuel line. So we'll grab the fuel line here, just put it in, and it just snaps into place. Got the cover back on, we got all the nuts tightened down. Now we can start reassembling the car. So I'm gonna go grab that rear seat delete panel, slide it in. So that's it, complete. We are all done. As you guys can see, that is really easy to do. It being a non-serviceable filter, like I said, that's crazy. Now you guys can install it and replace your own, because filters need to be replaced. It's gotten all those contaminants out of there. It's gonna flow better, and it's gonna make sure that the car is happier. I'll probably get a little bit better fuel mileage, which is always a good thing, especially with the way that fuel prices are right now. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Hopefully you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys very soon.